So today, we're going to talk about something powerful, something that's almost invisible, but it shapes literally everything in our lives. It's this idea that what happens inside your head, well, it's way more important than what happens to you. Let's get into it. I mean, think about it for a second. We've all seen it happen, right? Two people get the same bad news, a missed promotion, a project fails, whatever. For one person, it's the end of the world. For the other, it's somehow the beginning of their success story. How is that possible? There's a hidden variable here, and that's exactly what we're gonna uncover. And really, this simple example boils it all down perfectly. The event itself is neutral. It's just a traffic jam. But look at the two different realities that get created. For the first driver, the story is, the world is out to get me, my time is being wasted. You can feel the stress hormones spiking. The day is basically ruined from that point on. But the other driver, they tell a different story. Unexpected free time to just think. Same event, but a completely different internal response leads to a completely different day. Now, let's be honest, it is completely natural to look at the world and think that our circumstances are in the driver's seat. I mean, that's kind of the default setting for most of us. And you can see why, right? External forces are loud, they're obvious. A layoff, a market crash, a bad review, they scream for our attention. So it feels totally intuitive that these big, dramatic events are the things that steer our lives. And here they are, the usual suspects we all point to. Bad traffic, that terrible boss, the economy, or just, bad luck. They make for fantastic villains because blaming them is easy. It means we don't have to look inward. But as we're about to see, they aren't the ones holding the real power. Okay, so this brings us to the real core of this whole explainer. We're going to look past those obvious villains and uncover the true source of power, this invisible lever that's sitting right inside our own minds. So here's the crucial idea. It's called the lens illusion. See, most of us think our brain is like a camera, just passively recording the world exactly as it is. But that's not what's happening at all. Neuroscience tells us our brain is an active prediction machine. It's constantly filtering and editing reality based on what it already believes. It isn't showing you the world, it's showing you your world. And wow, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly explains what happens when we don't understand that illusion. You can change your job, you can move to a new city, you can change all the outside stuff. But if you take that same internal narrator, that same lens with you, you just end up recreating the exact same patterns over and over again. This isn't some kind of magical thinking, by the way. It's a very logical, predictable chain reaction. It starts with your thoughts. Those thoughts determine what you pay attention to. What you pay attention to directs how you behave, and your behavior, repeated day in and day out, compounds into your life's outcomes. A single, persistent thought, over time, can quite literally become your destiny. Okay, so that's the theory. But let's see how this actually plays out in the real world. This story really makes the whole concept impossible to ignore. So picture this, a hospital waiting room. You know the vibe. Two men are sitting there, and they're in the exact same boat. Both have been dealing with some job uncertainty recently, and now they're both here for some routine but stressful tests. On the outside, their circumstances are identical. And almost immediately, we get a peek inside Andrew's head. We hear his internal narrator. He doesn't see this hospital visit as just a thing that's happening. No, to him, it's confirmation. It's proof of the story he's already telling himself that his life is on a one-way track downhill. But then, objective reality walks into the room. The doctor comes back with the results. And the number of health problems they found? 0. A big, fat 0. Andrew is perfectly healthy. This is great news, right? This should change everything. And this is the most incredible part of the story. Faced with objectively fantastic news, Andrew's lens is so strong it just filters it out. It's not great news, it's just temporary relief. He's already waiting for the next bad thing. Do you see? The event didn't change his story. His story literally changed the meaning of the event. And this slide just lays it all out so clearly. Same room, same news, but two totally different futures. Andrew, with his everything is going downhill lens, goes home and ignores a freelance opportunity. He stays stuck. The other Mon sees the exact same news as a wake-up call. He takes action, grabs a new role, and his life improves. It all branched off from that one single moment of interpretation. Okay, so you get it. This is a powerful concept, but just knowing it isn't enough. The real question is, what do you actually do about it? How do you take control of that invisible lever for yourself? Well, here's a tool you can use, a really simple but profound checklist. First, just name the story. Ask yourself, what am I telling myself this event means? Step 2, flip the lens. Actively challenge yourself. Is there any way this could actually be an advantage? 3, zoom out. Widen your perspective. How will I feel about this in 5 years? And finally, and this is the most crucial part, act as if. Behave as though the better, more empowering interpretation is already true, because your behavior is what cements the new story into reality. So let's bring all this home. What's the one big idea, the final takeaway you should really hold on to from all of this? It's this real, lasting change probably isn't going to be some big, dramatic, overnight thing. It's quiet, it's internal. It's the slow, steady process of adjusting your lens, one event, one interpretation at a time. It's a subtle process, but it is incredibly powerful and reliable. Life circumstances are always going to be loud. They're going to shout for your attention, but they don't get the final say. The real power, the real steering wheel for your life, is in the quiet whisper of your own interpretation. That's what decides where you go.